This is Dabu7. We have an interesting story coming out of Iran, of all countries, where they're saying they have discovered this giant skeleton and other remains, a trove of other things that they've came across here. They're saying that some of this goes back to 224 AD to 651 AD. Other parts of this to 550 BC. And they're saying what they've discovered is a very, very tall man. And pottery and other things. Now they're waiting to get the test results back for the exact timing, but they're saying this man lived over 1,500 years ago. This is what we've seen repeated around the globe. The stories coming out of even here in this country, where there was the area discovered in the Grand Canyon that the Smithsonian went down into and sealed up and everything else, where there were giant, like 8-foot tall mummies that were in there. And those have been discovered in Kentucky and in other parts of the United States and around the globe, these giant skeletons and structures. How many structures sit underwater right now? You know, there's a lot of history out there across the globe, and what I find interesting is when you overlay the war map, or where they go to war here globally, with the areas that have ancient history, well, we start to see something. And when you look at why they went into Iraq, that was ancient Mesopotamia. It's almost the exact same conquest that Hitler was on. When he went to the Tibetan monks, they said, go to Antarctica, go here, go there, to find these things, and he did. And then when they got to Antarctica, they established that was their Fourth Reich. That was their new base. Where? Underground. And his whole mission was to find this ancient stuff. I believe that same theme has been carried on. And when they went into Iraq, they went into ancient Mesopotamia where the Tower of Babel was and everything else. And they dug. And they found things like the body of Gilgamesh that they announced. But then said it went missing on a military cargo flight. Then you look at ancient Libya. They go in there, take over that. Look at Afghanistan. All the ancient stuff in the mountains of Afghanistan. In the history there. Aside from all the drug stuff that they're there doing too. Look at ancient Syria. War-torn, but it holds keys to history. Baalbek, that massive stone. Damascus, the city itself, right up on the border there in Turkey. Turkey and Syria, their border is Göbekli Tepe, the most ancient temple on the globe. Even Turkey with ancient history. The throne of Zeus was discovered there. The Germans took it brick by brick, piece by piece, back with them. Out of there. Moved it because that's how important that was to them. What else is out here is the thing. And here we go with another big discovery, this time out of Iran. It is that last country there that they've been wanting to war with this whole time on their list. And what lies hidden in Iran? You have to ask yourself, well, now they're digging up giant individuals and artifacts that date back some time. And they're not sharing with the Smithsonian and other agencies of the world exactly what they're finding. And for good reason, I would say, because once the Smithsonian finds something, it's why when you go to D.C., right around the National Mall, every single huge building seems to be Smithsonian. Any artifact that you ever find, say you're in California during a drought, like a guy was digging in the banks, you find some artifacts. You hand some in, but you held on to a couple. But the Smithsonian took them away, and they threatened you and said, if you have any more, you better give it up, and you better not say anything about it, or you're going to go to jail. And then they fine him. They don't want you to realize what is going on. They're going to take whatever you find, and then they're going to turn around and tell you what they want you to hear, without providing any concrete proof. They can bring out some guys in some suits that talk about some numbers and all this other stuff, but as far as handing you something that you can pick apart yourself to see the proof, never happens. Everything gets whisked away into the Smithsonian Museum. What it would be to get inside that place, huh? Like Indiana Jones, the Temple of the Skull, whatever it was, where they actually had to break into those vaults, those chambers, those massive halls holding all these relics hidden from public eye. That would be something right there. To see the insides of all of that. And you know that the real goods are going to be in the lower levels underground. Nonetheless, it's all there, and right there in a square around the mall, right there in the nation's capital in D.C. It's where a lot of the Smithsonian museums sit. And they have them around the globe, but the thing is this. When they catch wind of what's going on, they sweep it under the rug. And it's interesting when you come across new finds like this where they are digging up giant individuals and ancient artifacts. This is one of the things that intrigues me the most, and I'm going to continue this mission. And I've got some things I'm eyeballing here in the future. I'd love to be able to get out to some of these places and actually do some research at them and get to ones where we can get aerial shots as well, and maybe even some aerial scanning where we can start to penetrate the ground and get some scans of underground. Because there's guys out here that have been hollering at me, and if you guys have the tech or a means, people are wanting to get this tech on a drone where we can scan over these ancient sites and maybe even over some of the mounds to see what's inside, if anything. Be very interesting without disturbing the mounds or the features themselves. So that is the only way you're going to be able to go about doing it without digging it up or disturbing it. So it's interesting, and if we can pull that off in some places and show that there are some things there, well, that can change everything. But once again, once you start to make moves or you find anything, they want to snatch it up. It always comes back to this messed up system, doesn't it? Anyhow, I'll continue to update with more as I hear of it, but the things that intrigue me here are history's mysteries. And I can't help but think that somebody left the secrets hidden, buried, the answers, the truth. They know it. They're on a quest to try to find it before we do. And you don't even know that the race is on. Well, now you do. This has been Dabu 7. Peace.